All right, let's do a little reality check. Today, we're going to explore a hidden connection between a scientist in a lab, a master of an ancient board game, and a legendary general on the battlefield. I mean, what in the world could they possibly have in common? Well, it turns out they all share this one powerful secret to making winning decisions. Let's dive in. So, it all really boils down to this, doesn't it? When you're facing one of those critical decisions, what do you trust? Your gut feeling? Your beliefs about how the world should work? Or the cold, hard evidence of how it actually works? To kick things off, we're going to start in the most concrete place you can imagine, the human body. Because in this field, the evidence isn't some abstract idea. Nope, it's a physical reality you can literally measure. And this gets right to the heart of it. In hard science, there's this foundational truth. When you introduce something external, say a medication, it causes real, physical changes in the body. These aren't just theories you can wish away. They are measurable, persistent facts. And we're not just talking about a small handful of cases here. The conclusions we're looking at are based on analyzing thousands of real, physical, biological samples. Every single one is a data point, a little piece of objective reality. So how in the world do scientists make sense of all those samples? They use this technology with a pretty big name, massive parallel sequencing. But honestly, just think of it like a super-powered barcode scanner for biology. It can quantify millions of DNA fragments all at once with incredible precision. It's the machine that turns physical reality into undeniable data. And this just lays out the process perfectly. It's such a clear, logical chain of observation. You introduce something new, you collect the real-world results, and then you measure them with precision. You see, certainty here isn't a belief. It's something that's built step by step by observing the facts. Okay, so in science, the evidence is physical. But what about a world of pure strategy? Let's jump from the lab to the ancient game of Go. Does this same principle, grounding your decisions in reality, still hold up? In the endgame of Go, a phase known as Yos, just playing by intuition is not going to cut it. Not if you want to win. Real mastery comes from something way more concrete, the painstaking calculation of the exact value of every single possible move. It's just pure, objective math. Now, to really get this strategy, you need to know two key ideas. A Sente move is like taking the initiative. It forces your opponent to respond. A Gote move is more passive. It's the response. The real genius here is that choosing between them isn't a gut feeling. It's a cold calculation of exactly how many points you stand to gain or lose. The reality of the board dictates your strategy. So the crucial point is this. Every single decision a master player makes is grounded in the tangible, observable reality of the board right in front of them. The position of every stone is a fact. The game is won by accurately seeing that reality and then calculating the best path forward. All right, let's really escalate the stakes. We're going from a game to the ultimate competitive system, warfare. Because here, misreading reality isn't just a loss. It can be an absolute catastrophe. And maybe no one in history understood this better than the ancient strategist Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu was incredibly clear about where not to get your information. He basically warns against relying on the supernatural, on just assuming the future will look like the past, or on some abstract theory that's disconnected from what's happening right now. He rejected anything that wasn't grounded in direct observation. So if you can't rely on all of that, where does winning information come from? Sun Tzu is crystal clear. It comes from people, from men on the ground who have eyes on the enemy. It's all about gathering direct, real-world data about your opponent's actual situation. Sun Tzu's entire philosophy really hinges on this idea. To win, a general must first become a master observer, a student of the tangible world that surrounds them. And what does he mean by that? He's talking about the most objective realities you can imagine. He calls them heaven, which really means the seasons and the weather, and earth, the physical terrain, the distances, the dangers. Your strategy isn't something you just invent in your head. It is dictated by the reality on the ground. So, we've looked at the lab, the game board, and the battlefield. 3 totally different worlds, right? But I think you're starting to see it. A powerful unifying principle is emergent. And this just lays it all out. In science, the core reality is the physical samples, and the method is measuring the data. In a game, The reality is the board position, and the method is precise calculation. On the battlefield, the reality is the terrain and the enemy, and the method is empirical assessment. The domain changes, but the method is the same. See reality clearly, and then use a rational process to find the winning move. And this is the central lesson. The winning move, the correct diagnosis, the victorious campaign, they don't start with a hope or a belief. They begin with a clear-eyed assessment of the facts. That strategic understanding has to come before you act, because it's what makes your actions successful in the first place. And that brings it all back to you. The next time you face a crucial choice in your career, your finances, your life, just ask yourself this question. Am I operating on a wish, a hope, an assumption, or am I taking the time to see the world as it truly is and basing my strategy on that? Because the data is pretty clear. Reality has a habit of winning.